Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we're making couscous shrimp and chicken stir fry. Here are our ingredients: 1 onion chopped, about 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 tomato chopped up, and about 2 cups of cabbage coleslaw mix roughly chopped up. Here I have 1 chicken breast seasoned with some salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and poultry seasoning. This is 1 bag of shrimp already peeled, deveined, and washed. Of course, we need our couscous, some chicken bouillon, and I need a 1 cup measuring cup. So our pan is already heated up. I am adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of avocado oil, and we're going to start by stir frying the onions until they're kind of translucent and see-through. So I didn't show this in the ingredients because I had already prepped it earlier, but this is a mix that I normally add to my dishes, and this is just sweet bell peppers and a habanero pepper mixed up in my food processor. So I'm gonna throw this in there and let this cook with the onions just a little bit. This is gonna add a little bit of spice and heat to the pot, and after this we're going to add the chicken breast. So we're just going to put the chicken into the pot. Preferably you should make a well and put the onions towards the sides, like up the sides of the pot, and put the chicken in the middle. But nonetheless, as long as the chickens are in the pot, that's what really matters. We want to leave it to fry on each side for about 2 to 3 minutes because we want it to get nice and brown in color. So in order for the chicken to turn brown, it really needs to fry and cook. Don't touch it. Don't put the spoon back in there and start smushing it up and stirring it around. It won't get color. It will cook, but it will only be white. But we want it to get caramelized and brown, so just leave it, let it sit for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to flip it and do the same on the opposite side. So now that we've waited and we're going to flip the chicken now, you can see how it is nicely browned and it has a really nice color to it. We could have left it a little bit longer, but this is fine. Some of the pieces that were towards the sides of the skillet are not going to be brown, or especially not as brown as the pieces that are down in the middle. So we're going to kind of just rotate it and put those towards the center, so that way all of them can be evenly browned. So again, we're not touching this chicken. We are just going to let it sit and get a nice dark caramelization on the other side, so that way we can have that extra level of flavor on the chicken, and it's just going to be really nice. So I know some people don't like to let their chicken brown that much because the bottom of the pot is going to look like this. And then you're going to think that it's burnt. It's not burnt. That's normal. It's going to come up once we add our other ingredients. And now that our chicken is browned evenly on both sides, or like all the sides, we're just going to smush it up to the sides of the pot. I added about another tablespoon of oil. And now we're going to add the shrimp. I'm putting the shrimp in the middle so that way I can make sure that it gets fully cooked and the chicken is not in the way. So just like with the chicken, with the shrimp, we don't want to move it around too much until we see that it starts to cook. And of course, that's when the shrimp turns pink. So now we can kind of mix it up together, and as you can see, all of that burnt stuff from the bottom is no longer there, and that just is going to add to the gravy and the flavoring of the pot. So don't be scared to just let your food and your meat sit and caramelize and get a really nice brown color. At this point, I'm adding a pinch of salt and a bit of black pepper to the pot. And then after this, we're going to add our other ingredients, which would be the garlic that we didn't add at first. I didn't put the garlic in earlier because I didn't want it to burn. So we're going to add the garlic, the tomato, and the cabbage. So once we have everything added into the pot, we're just going to give it a quick toss and stir so that way everything can get all nicely mixed up. And we're going to let it sit and cook, not too long, just a little bit. So as a quick side note, if anyone is doing a low carb diet or anyone in your house is doing a low carb diet, you can stop here, and this would go great with some riced cauliflower or some riced broccoli, or you can just put this to the side and eat it with like some avocado or some salad or whatnot. But because we're making couscous, we're going to continue on, allow this to simmer for a little bit, and then we're going to add the couscous. Guys, I forgot to add the chicken bouillon into my pot, but it's okay because we're watching our salt intake. But if you're not, then this would be the time to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the chicken bouillon to the pot. So the reason that I have a 1 cup measuring cup is because this makes it easier for me to cook the couscous, and I know that it's a no-fail method. It is not going to mess up at all. I measure out my couscous 1-to-1 with the water. So I believe I used about 3 to 4 cups of couscous in the meal. So then I'm going to add the equal amount of water. So I think it was 4 cups of couscous. So I'm using 4 cups of water. That plus the extra little gravy and drippings that's at the bottom of the pot will be enough to allow the couscous to steam. So basically the meal is done. The stove is still on. I've added the couscous and the water. I just want to stir it all together to get everything mixed in well. And then once I've got everything mixed well enough for my liking, I'm just going to turn the stove off, put the lid on, and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And that's it. We'll be done. So I'm just smushing everything down to make sure it's compacted and it'll all steam properly. When I make this at home, everyone loves it, and because everything is all together in one pot, your carbs, protein, and veggies, I normally serve it with a salad on the side. If you're making this for a larger crowd or a gathering, you might want to add less protein so that way you can serve something else on the side of it, because it's already going to have your carbs and your veggies in there. You can replace the vegetables also. You can do like frozen peas and carrots. You can also add different carbs if you want. You can do like cubed beef or even like hot dog or sausages. But after your 5 minutes is up, this is what we're left with. You want to fluff it with a fork, Take it off of the burner if it's an electric burner. And there you have it, our couscous shrimp and chicken stir fry. So if you enjoyed it, please like and leave a comment. See you next time.